That's fine. I got it.
You got it?
How's
Okay.
that? How's that
Yeah.
sound? Sounds good. I won't move it at all from here.
That's fine. Yeah, you just, as long as you speak to the mic, we should be good. Okay, I showed you this, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you ready to flip it? Or do you want to talk a little bit?
I don't know. What are we
Let's
gonna
talk.
about?
Huh?
Is there is there a theme?
What do you mean?
I don't know.
Just, I say we continue talking until you're comfortable, and then we'll turn this over. And that'll be the hour that we talk. So I noticed that yesterday, Kathleen was like really nervous to talk.
Really?
Yeah, for a while.
Oh, I'm good. I
Yeah.
think we can do this. We can start this up.
Okay, here we go.
Do you turn it? Do I turn it?
You can turn it if you want. There's no structure. You can do it.
There's no structure.
There's no structure here.
Alright, here we go.
And it is flipped. It is turning very slowly.
Bam.
Bam, the hour has begun.
Here we go. Oh, wow, it's
Okay.
kind of on a slant. Does that make it move slower?
That's fine. I mean, it'll even out a little later. I timed it to be exactly 1 hour, and I think it's like 1 minute.
Really?
Yeah.
An extra 60 seconds.
Extra 60 seconds in the sand. So how you doing?
I'm doing well. Kind of full.
Just came back from Acapulco, having brunch. Was it all you can eat brunch?
It was all you can eat.
I love Acapulco. We used to eat there all the time.
All the time.
I should probably introduce you.
Oh, yeah.
So I have my baby sister
Woo!
who's here. I'm basically getting everybody that lives in this house
That's true.
to be on the podcast.
Are you going to interview mom and dad?
Yeah, I want to.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, mom doesn't want to do it.
Can you imagine having like a conversation about everything that's going on with them?
Yeah. Yeah, we should. We don't do any of that.
Can you imagine? Or like all
Yeah.
4 of us sitting down and like doing the podcast?
It's part of the reason why I started this thing.
Yeah?
When I thought Dad was going to have cancer.
Oh.
I was like, I don't know what it was that hit me. I was like,
Yeah.
I need to document all this and talk about it or
Yeah.
something.
That's why I took pictures of mom.
Yeah, it's
you
good.
know? Yeah, she was just like, "You're taking pictures?" I was like, "Yeah, we gotta document.
Gotta document this.
I do. You
So
know?
our mother has cancer too right now.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah, although my father does not. Although he might.
But they still don't know.
They're not 100%. The tests all came back negative.
So crazy.
But so both our parents might have cancer, and it's a huge wake-up call for our whole family. For me, you, how are you doing with your health?
You know, it's something I think about on the daily. No,
Yeah.
because I had this woman call me, and
Who?
her name's, well, I don't know if I should
You don't have
use
to
her
say
name.
names.
Yeah.
I just meant like
She's
what?
a woman that I know from Landmark.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and she's...
Ooh, we should talk about Landmark.
Ooh, we
Yeah.
should.
Yeah.
Especially, yeah, the best
how
cult in the world.
And how
No, I'm
weird
just
it
kidding.
is.
It is weird, but it's weird because I think it taps into people's potential to be superhumans,
Yeah.
and I don't think a lot of people can
It
actually
freaks
be with
people
that
out, yeah.
because they actually have to take responsibility.
But
for
then there are also like weirdos there too.
they're super fucking weird.
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah. The last program I did is actually where I got to know this
Yeah.
woman a lot more.
We'll get to Landmark more,
Yeah.
but so this woman called
Yeah,
you.
so she called me because we had, a relationship in the past, and she literally called me because she's like, "Hey, Andrea, I am getting offered a job opportunity with a real estate company to make outbound sale calls." And that's exactly what I do at my job now.
Oh, okay.
And this woman is incredible on the phone. I mean, she was one of those people that would call people who came to a guest event at the Landmark Forum and would get them to register over the phone.
Yeah.
Just by having a conversation with them about what they saw for themselves.
Yeah.
So she's like probably, I don't know, in her early 60s.
Mm-hmm.
And she called me and she was getting me to enroll in like some sort of health shakes. It's called Our Barn, which actually has been around for like 40 years.
Yeah.
But it was just funny because they asked me the same question, like, how's your health?
How's your health?
How's your health?
Suppose so you never answered it though.
Well, it's interesting because it's like I feel like my mental health is strong.
Yeah.
Because I put in a lot of work to be mentally
What
strong.
about your physical health?
And I don't know if I know my physical self, I would say, is like at 40%.
Oh shoot,
Yeah.
that's low.
It is.
But you're still young-ish.
Well, it's interesting because I know a lot of these like ailments, right, come from like emotional stuff that like I'm still breaking through around. So I know, but then it keeps me hopeful.
Sorry, I'm just declining the phone call real quick.
No worries.
Let me just Let me just put it on silent so it doesn't affect.
I wonder if I brought my phone. Could you hear it through your
I don't know, just in case. I don't wear headphones, but in case it like has like weird feedback. Sorry about that. So anyway, so we're talking about your health. Yeah, 40%.
Yeah, I'd say I'm at 40%, but then I'm like hopeful because there's a whole 60% to like have these breakthroughs around.
Yeah.
You know.
You said you had these ailments. That these ailments are caused.
I know I got like some stomach issues. I don't know what it is, but you know, that's why I started doing essential oils.
Oh.
Is because I realize and I do a lot of research about the gut too, and all these probiotics. It's all about gut health, right?
Right.
And I found out about it actually like 4 years ago, maybe when I got like my first colonic. And this woman in Silver Lake was so amazing and basically said how the gut like runs is the engine of your body. Yeah. And that how actually if your gut if you don't clear yourself,
your engine. Yeah,
like there's literally there's like a chemical thing that your shit sends out these negative air, like your gut and your stomach and your brain are the first things to be formed in the body, so they're directly correlated. Right. So if you're not cleaning your gut, you're literally like
messing with your head.
You're messing with your head.
Wow. Yeah, which does affect your mental state.
And it leads to depression. Yeah. It leads to, suicidal thoughts.
It's I feel like that's I don't know. I've been in this funk. And it's like, I know it's the food I'm eating. That's the weird part. It's like, I'm in this funk. I'm like, oh, I'm so sad. And I'm like, it's the food.
It's just the food.
It's the shit food that I put in my body that's like,
signals to,
Yeah, but all that stuff is so good. And it helps with the depression too. And sometimes you just eat and you're just like, oh, I feel good.
But that's the lie, right? Yeah. That's the lie. That's what happens with drugs. Yeah. It's exactly what it's.
Well, that's what I've been thinking about, Andrea. What do you think? I've been wanting to try heroin. What do you think about that?
Well, I don't know. I feel like heroin's kind of an extreme. Yeah. I mean, I've done.
Just to try it. I haven't even tried mushrooms, for Christ's sake. I'm only joking.
Dude, you need to do mushrooms and acid. Yeah. I think the hardest drug I've done is crack.
Jesus. Dude, crack kills though. You've done crack for sure?
I've smoked crack for
Wait,
sure.
what was that? You told me you did one that was dirty. You did meth.
Yeah.
You tried meth for reals?
Yeah.
That's a dirty drug.
Meth was crazy.
Yeah, no offense to people who... No offense to our listeners. Our sponsor is actually brought to you by meth.
Exactly. Fucking
meth. You know where to get it.
Jeez. It was interesting because it was from the neighborhood. You know, it was the people around me who grew up in this neighborhood that were actually the people that I knew were doing meth. Yeah. And
what did it feel like?
Felt like you were on the best coffee ever.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Really? Oh, that's a good way to describe it.
Honestly,
the best coffee ever.
The first time I ever did meth, I stayed up talking to a friend all morning. No, sorry, take it back. I ended up listening to the Mars Volta.
Oh, shit.
And walking up and down Hollywood Boulevard like 3 or 4 times and didn't even feel like I was tired.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and it just kind of became this, it's crazy when you can relate to these young people and like the reason, because you think that you're bonding, and you do. You stay up for hours
and talk to these people,
and you get to know their life stories, and you're just like in it together. Yeah. And it just makes, human beings like don't know how to be alone, and they'll seek refuge and community with anything and anyone. Right. And then
we're social animals. Yeah. We have to be in a pack.
We do. But it was nuts because, again, like, I saw what meth... Like, I probably did meth for, like, a month. Like, not, like, straight.
Yeah.
But,
you
like,
try it here and there.
Like, a week, maybe I did it this week, or maybe I did it this week. And accumulated,
No, I know. Yeah, you're very more experimental than I was.
But it was nasty. It hurt. Like, I remember at one point, like, it just started making my heart hurt. Yeah. And I was like...
drinking that coffee a lot.
I was like, what am I... Yeah, exactly.
I only did Coke once. That's the hardest drug I've done.
Yeah, I haven't done Molly or like ecstasy.
Yeah, I haven't done any of those. Molly's supposed to be really good. Oh, AMDA,
right?
Yeah. What is AMDA? That's the super
MDMA.
MDMA.
I think that's ecstasy.
That's but like the super concentrated. Like it's like basically
like pure.
It's like basically saying I'm taking THC or something, right? I think that's what it means. So going back to physical health. So
Yeah,
yeah.
so physical health, I would say, would be the biggest
Do you go to the
issue.
hospital?
You know,
We gotta start taking
well, I
care of
do.
ourselves because of mom
I
and dad.
I pay for health care,
Yeah.
and I do get routinely checked up.
Okay,
and
good.
yeah, and of course, those things are, but it's just funny because
You're starting to eat better, right?
yeah,
And healthier,
I am.
vegan.
I've been exposing myself more and more to the vegan community, and just like I have people around me that are
Yeah.
vegans, and I've watched every single fucking documentary there
I'm all
is.
for it as long as you don't what's the word?
Pardon?
Evangelize.
Oh,
Or anyone.
yeah.
There's a lot of people that do it with anything. It's like
Because they feel like they have a calling to do something. I
Yeah.
mean, I have a friend who's very much an activist around that stuff.
yeah.
And she's...
At least they don't go door to door like
No.
some people
No.
who are super.
Well, they had a march at Grand Park.
A
for-
vegan march.
A vegan march. It was like a march for the silence.
Oh,
or-
for the animals.
Yeah, for the
Yeah,
animals.
that's right.
Yeah.
They do stuff like that.
Yeah,
Good for
absolutely.
them.
There was a big crowd. There's a big community around it, and I think especially with gentrification in our neighborhood,
Yeah.
I had vegan pupusas yesterday.
Yeah.
They were freaking bomb.
Vegan pupusas.
Yeah, it was
Jesus.
incredible. That whole neighborhood is just completely transformed.
What neighborhood? The Eagrock up there?
Highland
Eagrock
Park.
or Highland Park.
Yeah. So.
There's still some vatos there, aren't there?
Oh hell yeah! There's
Like
some
I went to
Johnny's.
Yeah, John, I told you that story.
Yeah,
We went to the hi hat and then we walked over to Johnny's.
Yeah.
It's like all these like hipsters at the hi hat. Well, some hipsters. There's hipsters all around the area. Then we go to Johnny's and it's just like fucking Dodger shirts and Dodger jerseys.
Yeah.
All this. Oh my god, tattoos. I was like, these are my people. Like I know these people.
We look like the hipsters.
But we look like the hipsters, yeah, because of our glasses and our
'Cause of our
whiteness.
white skin.
And our style's so cool. No, I'm just kidding. Our style's like bomb. I'm kidding. My style's whatever. I have no style.
It's, dude, the worst, right? Like, considering that Highland Park was totally vato. We grew up here for, we were, 4 generations deep.
4 generations.
But, yeah, we look
deep.
super white
Yeah.
because we are half. But it, broke my heart when I was walking up York Boulevard and I saw banjos and a shit ton of people in plaid shirts, singing on the street with banjos and, the box, drums and stuff. And I was like...
It broke your heart?
Yeah,
It's
I don't
different
know.
neighborhood.
It was just completely different. Like, you would never catch someone with a banjo on York Boulevard.
Never.
It was just like...
Someone with a banjo would get shot.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
But then when I saw him, and then, of course, you see, the whole,
Isn't it kind of good? I feel like a lot of people don't really talk about it. It's like, yeah, there was a lot of violence in the past. And now there's just a lot of families just living their lives. And,
Well, that's
isn't
why
that kind
I
of
feel like the timing is so right.
to have that after school program.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what you're doing, right? After school program.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
After school,
Go ahead, plug it.
Plug it. Well, it hasn't begun yet, but we have a venue, we have a curriculum, and we have me, and
you're
my
running
boss and the person who basically is a yes. So he opened up the York Manor 3 years ago, and I remember, and again, I met these people through Landmark, so they're just. People do that stuff.
People doing powerful stuff in their lives, yeah.
So
they really are. Dude, I remember going there and people are just like, yeah, so I run my own business and I have 500 people underneath me and I'm just like, oh fuck.
They are. They're really they're up to some good stuff.
Yeah.
And so I work there already now on the weekends, managing or site repping the events that we have there.
Site repping is such a cool
site rep.
That's such a cool name. Go on.
It is.
Yeah, you do the events there every weekend.
Yeah,
so they'll do
much every weekend.
They'll do weddings and parties and stuff like that. Bar mitzvahs for the Jews. Do they do bat mitzvahs too?
Yeah, they did a bat mitzvah.
I've never seen a girl version. I've only seen
Actually, wait, I haven't been to a bat mitzvah. I've been to a bar mitzvah.
Yeah,
and I went to a debut. So that I knew about.
That's cool. Yeah,
and you know what though?
But don't those last for days?
I don't know.
Or maybe it was Americanized. They just did it for one night.
Were you ever part
No.
Well,
I've
we
only
heard
I've only
about
heard
it.
about. Oh, of course.
Because this neighborhood is very Filipino as
Yeah.
well, like Glassell
Yeah,
Park.
yeah.
Like, not only is it Mexican, a lot of big Filipino community. But that debut I loved because you know how like we both did the Sterling weekends.
That's right, we did.
And again, like another like self-help
kind of thing.
The people who do that stuff are freaking phenomenal too. You know.
Yeah. It all came from the same thing. Landmark.
Yeah.
Well, Landmark is more direct from the.
It's all around performance.
Well, what's it called? It was called something in the 60s.
It's called EST.
EST.
Yeah.
Which stood for.
Earn her. It was something simulated training or something.
Yeah.
Like
Earnhardt. It was some guy that started this training thing, and like Landmark is a direct descendant from that.
Yeah.
Sterling Men's Weekend broke off from that and kind of focused more with women. And then relationships, and then went to men. The women's weekend was the first thing that started, and the women were like, "We need." Did you not know that? They talk about it on the weekend.
Right.
And the women asked for the men's weekend.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's the women that asked for it.
So, I bet.
Yeah, right.
Up. Well, what I loved about the debut is that there's this moment for the young girl who's becoming of age to get presented these roses. Like it's called something. I don't want to mess it up. So again, don't want to offend anyone.
We have the internet here. But yeah,
it's called like 23 roses or 18 roses or something like that. So all
How
the
old
men,
are they when they have to do it?
18.
Oh,
I think.
So it's probably 18.
Yeah,
roses,
I think it's 18
maybe?
roses.
Callers, call in right now. Let us know what are the actual.
What is it called for the Philippines?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's 18 roses.
Yeah.
So it's all the men who present the girl a rose. And like cousins, brother, dad, friends.
It's really kind of sexual in a weird way. I know. I know it's like family, but I don't know why it just. Made me
reminded me of like these cultural things that you pass down, and they're very and like
the woman is of age now.
Exactly. Well, and it's a men thing, and then also they have 18 like poems, and then the women
for real?
up. Yes.
The men.
So no. So the girl's having her dance with all the men. They bring her a rose and and then have a dance with her, and then all the women come up, and then it's like 18 candles or something like that, and they're all standing with a candle, and they all say something to the girl. So it was very much like this cool little like it was like a men's thing, and then like the women bring her in, you know, and it was like wow, these things are still alive in culture, and it's just so nice to see.
Oh, it's good.
And I was totally like moved.
We need to have a. How come we don't have a men's version of that?
I think
a duba or do be.
I'm pretty sure they do.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
I've only heard of the dabu. Is that how you pronounce it? Debut.
It's like spelled debut, I guess.
Oh, it's like this girl's debut. She's a woman now.
Well,
fellas,
they have
start courting her.
Yeah, exactly. The white people have something too. It's like
the white people.
It is. It's a debutante ball or something like that.
Oh,
where all
yeah.
The women are 18.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, we should have had that when we were younger.
Well, they talk about that at the women's weekend too. For
right.
women.
Yeah.
And I think they have it for men too. Like we American women, you know, unless you're a part of like even
some other culture or something.
Yeah, Native American cultures or Latin cultures, Hispanic, whatever, all those labels that they have for the Spaniards and Native Americans, like, you know, they have. I guess it's more Mexican, but the the what's it called? Quinceañeras.
Quinceañera. I've been to several quinceañeras. I've also been a part of a quinceañera where I was the tallest person there, and the person and the whitest, and the person that was getting quinceañera or whatever that was having the quinceañera was a very tall woman. She's very very attractive lady, and so they're all like, let's pair it up with David because he's so tall.
She was light skinned too.
She's a light skin. She's light skin Mexicana.
Mexicana.
She was so cute. I still remember.
Yeah, she was. I think she was like the prettiest chick.
She was. She grew up to be real pretty.
Yeah.
I always liked the pretty ones. Always.
So
I'm just attracted to gorgeous. Donald Trump.
Is that it? To quote our president.
To quote our president, I'm just attracted to gorgeous. I'm like a magnet. You know, I just go right up there, grab the to quote our president, grab that pussy.
Pussy.
Yeah, that's our. Fuck, can you imagine that was like a quote on like monument
books?
somewhere in the history books. Our kids
He's
will
literally
read.
going down in the history books.
Yeah, he will. Oh, of course he will. Oh, it's fascinating. I hope they have a whole chapter on him on like American history. It's like these guys this time from this time, and then one whole chapter on Trump in like 100 years, if there still is a country here.
That'd be interesting.
That'd be interesting. In 100 years, there's no USA, and then they just have a different curriculum on like fucking Iceland or something. Iceland's a superpower, and you just like hear about Iceland.
There's
like
no
history.
way it would shift in 100 years. I don't know if it will.
I don't know. You never
You
know.
hear about Elon Musk and his whole AI stuff? I haven't seen the podcast, but when he smoked with Joe
I watched
Rogan,
the whole thing. I watched all 2.5 hours of
it
it.
was 2.5 hours.
Dude, it was funny because I go to work at 11 on Fridays,
Yeah.
and so and I wake up. I have like calls on Friday morning, so I had a call like 8 a.m. So I had like hours to kill, and so I just like had it on. I was like on my phone. I was like doing.
Okay.
So I was doing laundry. I was like doing random shit, and then like but I listened to it all. I was like, it was so fascinating to hear it all. Dude, having like a super genius, like someone like that lives like that. He's the Tesla of our time right now.
Yeah.
Sitting in with like probably the most famous podcaster who doesn't like advertise, doesn't do like anything crazy.
I don't know anything about podcasts and stuff. That's why like I can't even believe I'm doing this right now. Like I'm like, holy crap.
Yeah. Well, like Joe Rogan's like he's like the guru of like podcasts.
Really?
Yeah. He's like big. He's like a comedian. He's like I used to not just like Joe Rogan was never in my like just area of like following, and then like I started listening to his podcast because he had a lot of interesting people on, and it's like it's fascinating, and so to have him like he just started, he's just a comedian, like he started with like his comedian friends, but he just but he like has all these people on, and he had Elon Musk on there, and he had him smoke weed.
I know.
God, and then the stocks went down.
Yeah, that's
Tesla
what I heard.
stocks went
That's
down.
what I heard.
They lost $4 billion
because he took a hit of weed.
He didn't even inhale.
I know.
Did you see the clip?
I just saw the big ass
it was
smoke.
It was a spliff. So it was like a cigar. It was like tobacco, and it had tobacco and marijuana.
Yeah.
And so he like
that produces a little bit more smoke.
And he puffed it just like a cigar because he's a fucking billionaire. And he like he like tasted it in his mouth. That's why he has that like face. And he blows it out. Yeah, no, that smoke came out. So cool. What a time to be alive. Even though,
but yeah, and to not worry about losing $4 billion in stocks.
Yeah, I know.
I mean,
his purpose is just, I don't know. I don't think he even thought about it. His purpose is just so much higher of like, trying to do certain things. Like he's doing the whole burrowing thing. He's just such a super genius. You heard about the Boring Company?
No, to be honest, I have not educated myself on Elon Musk or anything like that.
Elon Musk is crazy.
Yeah. Oh, I bet.
You know about Tesla, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Electric car and stuff like that.
Sure. But it was just my friend mentioning it, and then I've seen a bunch of stuff online with him smoking with Joe Rogan. But it was my friend talking about him creating a way to be linked up to artificial intelligence.
Yeah.
Like faster, and how our brains aren't catching up to.
Right.
So I was like,
computer technology and stuff like that.
Just love that they're talking about that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Well, he was the one that did PayPal too, right? Or what was his like claim to like big ass money?
I think that does sound right. It was PayPal. Yeah, I think so.
Because that's ridiculously huge now.
Yeah, yeah. And I think he left that. No, have you heard of the Boring Company?
No.
It's the Boring Company. It's funny that's called that, but it's like boring into the earth. So he's going to make like a straightway underground. So basically, we don't need flying cars.
For Dodger Stadium.
Yeah, for
right?
Dodger Stadium.
Yeah,
that's Elon Musk. That's the point. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he was saying, and that's their first try because he hates traffic. So they're gonna try and get cars to get into Dodger Stadium so there's less traffic. And it was interesting because they were talking about like flying cars and how like useless flying cars is because of like and like basically if you want a flying car, put a helicopter put wheels on a helicopter. Like that's basically it. Yeah. But they're like we could do more things because like with a freeway with the road that's just two dimensional. But when we have now that we have ramps, we do have flying cars today. Like having ramps is in a different plane. Yeah, right? Yeah. In a third dimensional world. So we can actually we do have flying cars now. It just looks different. And then now we can go underneath, like we can burrow into like the earth and like also like have like cars driving through like these tunnels, and we can have like a ton of tunnels all throughout Los Angeles, so like people can just like drive through.
Huh.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
It is crazy, and I think it's
different planes of.
But it's a crazy task to take on to solve traffic, to solve like commuters. Yeah.
Yeah, and the only reason he said on the podcast, the only reason why
is
he
that Pierre?
Yeah. The only reason why he did it was no, this place is haunted.
That is
the only
so creepy. That was like so creepy.
I know. It happened.
The door just
opened.
Open from the different
it's the air. Yeah, it's the air conditioner. I forgot. What was I saying? Anyways, forget it. You were talking about stuff.
No, it just reminded me of this moment when I was flying back from Virginia last week. How many people are in Los Angeles?
Yeah.
Like when you fly over things and you see the density.
Nothing.
Well, the nothingness of Virginia, except for trees, dense populations of trees that take up acres and acres, and then you see the amount of business, like lights, and so many people in this like capacity. You know, it's just like mind blowing.
Yeah.
To think that I'm just this tiny little speck in this little like world that's so insignificant. You know what I mean? Like so many people were talking to me about like, oh, so you're from Los Angeles, like the most cliche stuff about seeing movie stars.
Yeah.
So do you see a lot of movie stars? I was like, they're still asking that? Like that's still a thing?
You know what I say when people ask me?
I say yes.
Yes, of course.
I know.
And you do.
I do.
You do see
and
famous
I've
people.
met a lot of famous people.
That is what happens in Los Angeles.
Literally, I'm like, because the thing is,
but it's true though. It's fascinating.
I know
right?
it is fascinating because they come from a place where they're filled with trees and every single thing. You
should go over there and be like, so do you like see a lot of trees?
Are you gonna like? Are the bugs really this loud?
Really this loud? Yeah.
Those cicadas, man. I mean,
what's a cicada?
I think it's like a type of fucking cricket or something like
that. Oh, really? They're huge?
I don't even know if they're huge, but
they sound loud.
So loud. I've never heard animals like that. And
really?
It was so great because I was getting Uber rides, right?
Oh, right.
And they're like from people who've been, like lived in Virginia all their lives, you know? And one of the guys, I remember I got to my Airbnb and got out of the car and all you hear is like, like these bugs, like just like, I can't even make a cicada sound.
Yeah.
But,
you're going to look it up?
Yeah, let's see. Just so they sound like big ass crickets, you know?
No, it's funny. It's like we really are an anomaly coming from Los Angeles, and I get that a lot from like people like, oh, so like where are you from? I'm like Los Angeles. I'm like, yeah, but where are you originally from? I'm like, yeah, no, born and raised in Los Angeles. They're like, really?
But when you say that, like,
no.
Well, it's interesting because Los Angeles is so spread out.
Yeah.
Because there was somebody I met who's totally from Los Angeles, and she was born at the Good Samaritan Hospital, close to Boyle Heights.
Yeah, yeah.
And then she went to like K-Town, and then she went to Culver City for a little bit.
Yeah.
And then it's just like,
all over LA.
Like that's all
yeah,
super
that's
LA.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, yeah. That totally makes you LA. But no, there's some people that like were like born just outside of Los Angeles, and you're like, well, you're not technically from
like the Valley,
like San Bernardino. Oh, I guess the Valley.
I feel like people who claim that they're from Los Angeles and they're from like fucking, like where is it? Like Calabasas or something that, or if they're
what even about San Dimas?
Yeah.
Remember we used to get that shit Empire. When we would go to we would visit our cousins in San Dimas, and we'd tell people that were from Los Angeles, be like, oh, they're from Los Angeles, so you're gonna smoke?
Yeah, is that cool?
You're gonna smoke as long as it blows out the area. Probably. Let me listen to it. Yeah, it probably sounds terrible. We just opened up the door. Andrea is smoking, and she's gonna blow. No, I'm good. I can't. I realize I can't do this podcast high. I was high for Ismail's podcast, and I was listening to it, and I'm just like stuck. I'm like I lose my train of thought. It's bad.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, but thank you though. Thanks for the offer. Maybe I'll smoke after. I got these edibles to you can probably pick up the washing machine. 1 second. Say something. Talk about something.
Say something. Let's see. Maybe I should create a haiku while you go do laundry. I'm just kidding. Wait.
I just wanted to close the door.
Oh, I thought you were gonna go put laundry.
No. I just wanted to close the door. Jesus.
I thought you were like putting me on the spot.
No,
like,
for like,
like
I'll
drop
be
a
back
beat.
in like 5 minutes. No.
I just need to go put the clothes in the dryer. I'll be right back.
Actually, I do. It's almost done.
I know that's why I thought you were
Oh,
gonna
okay.
go do
No.
that.
No, let's finish
Yeah.
this
Anyway,
out.
cicadas though, so loud.
Cicadas are crazy.
So this guy was like, "Oh, we can tell how hot it's gonna be tomorrow based on how loud they are."
Really?
Yeah. And I was
Dude,
like,
they're fucking close to nature.
I know they are.
That's crazy.
That's what's all around them.
Yeah.
You know, and everything's like 15, 20 minutes away. Like,
It was your first time in
legitimately.
Virginia, right?
First time in Virginia.
Yeah, what'd you think? Was it beautiful?
There is so, like, the minute I got off of that plane, just so much energy of like past lives and past people
really?
and like history.
Yeah.
You know, because I think the one state I've always been to on the East Coast is New York.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah.
Never been
It's
to
a goddamn cesspool.
exactly. But that's another big city, and you just feel like you could hear it. It's so loud.
No, I just get paranoid. But go on. Yeah, it's a big city.
But it's a big city, and one that's and New York has a really, really cool energy on its own as well, because of all the people that have gone through there before and the history of New York. But this one had like a similar energy, but then also had, it was almost like a sad energy.
Really?
Yeah, like shitty stuff happened here, like really shitty. There's a lot of Confederate monuments, a lot of, oh yeah, they're all on this block called Monument Avenue.
Oh.
And it's the most gorgeous street, because it's all these old, I wish I knew the type of design. I should know, right? I do real estate.
Got a string to tie up the fucking door.
This is so funny.
The thing doesn't fucking close. It's so fucking
a
stupid.
picture with
With explanation.
yeah, like this is the episode title.
This is the episode. Oh, that's a good idea. Damn. Okay. Yeah. People won't get it until this point in the podcast.
Right.
Like, you know how we were talking? I think this is like halfway. Look.
Really?
Yeah, it's crazy. Right? Remember you were saying how when I first got this. So you're the first person to see this. I showed this to you and the purpose of it. And I was like,
gosh.
look, you can see when it's like halfway, or whatever. And I think. You're like, you're going to get to know, like, how long you have, 15 minutes. Like,
exactly.
Yeah. And, like, it's ever since you told me that, I've been looking at it. Like, trying to, like, okay, we have about this much time, maybe. Anyways, what were we talking about? Oh, so Virginia, it's beautiful. But, the energy.
The energy
in Virginia.
so
Yeah.
It's
It's
so
like,
crazy.
it's like sadder in New York?
It's a little
than
sad
New York?
because, well, yeah, because there's, like, all these, black slaves over there, and, like, John Smith and the James River, and you can just feel...
Yeah, is that where it all happened with Pocahontas?
I don't know.
The real Pocahontas?
Well, like,
the 13-year-old
the
that they
first
took?
settlements, right? Like, Plymouth
That was
Rock
Jamestown?
and Jamestown.
Jamestown, was
like,
that in
you've
Virginia?
Been there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was in Virginia.
I went
You've been
to
DC.
I went to I think it was
You're like 8th grade.
Who's
right?
the second? No.
High school?
No, I went with George like after in college.
Oh.
Yeah, it wasn't like a field trip. Yeah, it was like after college. We were definitely drinking age. We were like 22, 23.
Right.
And we were like, we've always wanted to go to New York. And we're like, were we drinking age? I don't even remember. But we just went to all these museums, and then we took a little tour to like visit like presidents' homes. And who's the second president? Adams.
John Adams.
We visited John Adams's like cottage. The only president in the slavery time that didn't have slaves, by the way. Did you know that about John Adams?
No.
Dude, you need to see the mini-series. Andrea, no.
Dang.
Dude.
He has a mini-series?
There's a mini-series with, is it Paul Giamatti? Paul Giamatti? Who's the guy from, like, you know who Paul Giamatti is?
Yeah, I know
He
Paul.
played the
from
Rhino.
Sideways?
Yeah, from Sideways.
Yeah,
he played the Rhino.
Yeah. The
Rhino.
Rhino.
He plays, I know. Nerd. He plays the...
Wait, the Rhino from where?
From the Spider-Man.
Oh, right.
Spider-Man
yes,
2,
yes.
which we
that
didn't
was
even
a weird
see.
cast. That was a weird casting.
I thought that would have worked. He just played, like, a Batman villain. Paul Giamatti. He plays John Adams.
Oh, okay.
And it's so good. And I was like, why did they make a miniseries around him?
Sure.
And like, they show the revolution, and he's the main character.
and it's perfect because he didn't like slavery. And he was the only person in the White House that like didn't like slaves, didn't want slaves. Damn. He never owned slaves and stuff like that. And so he was he was a lawyer, he was a very honorable man. Yeah. It's the first episode to like get the people invested in it. Like I think you needed something catching. And the first episode is like this like huge trial that he's doing. It was like way before like anything happens in the revolution. Like they're all just like colonies still. And he like does this this court case, and it's like crazy and dramatic, and like he wins, and like people show that and then it basically shows the story of like the revolution from like the Revolutionary War to George Washington. Oh, them all meeting, like him and Benjamin Franklin. Benjamin Franklin is so fucking funny. Like not in a oh man, like and Franklin and John Adams like go to France, right, to like meet to like make a relationship with them. John Adams is the first person to go to England and like speak with the king, like after defeating England. He's the first person to go there. He goes to Benjamin Franklin. Yeah, dude, his life is crazy, and it's also and he also like wrote these like letters to his wife. They had like an amazing relationship too, like a really good relationship. He would write these love letters to his wife, like how much I miss you, like I'm on this boat, and like how I hate it so, and blah blah blah. And like he meets the bourgeoisie of France, and it's fucking weird.
But where is he from originally?
I think he was from just like born and raised in like Virginia, in the Virginia area. Yeah, it was fascinating, or Maryland, or around there. Sure. It was fascinating.
But can't you feel that? Like when you went there, can't you feel that kind of energy of like where these? Because, I mean, it's so effed up in a way there, right? Like how did in the beginning of time that like the whites and Europeans and ancestors would decide to come to this country and make it be about domination, right? Or like taking over and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And
well, it's about money. It was about capitalism. That's really what it comes down to.
But where did like the morality of like that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Like how could you really look at another
person?
But
they thought that another person who had different skin color was just different than you. Naturally.
Know, but where's like the fear come from? Like how did it get
Well,
passed
they developed
on?
That fear.
That's what I mean. Like
yeah,
it's a
that fear was man-made.
Fear.
Yeah.
So like do you ever catch yourself in like white privilege or anything like that?
All the time.
Yeah, it's crazy,
all the time.
Right?
All the time.
It's like it's not the guilt about it, but it's interesting how
it's because we're still Ecuadorian. But we have these white faces, so it like we have like a different lens, I think. Because my one white friend, lawyer, I don't want to say on here, I was the best.
We all know.
I was the best man at his wedding. Okay, his last name starts with an S. Oh, wow. And it rhymes with. I'm just kidding. I'm just calling him out. Right? Yeah. He doesn't believe in white privilege.
Interesting.
Yeah, he's like, of course there's no white privilege, but there obviously is. Like, come on, brother.
Yeah, it is. There's so much that I can see that. Like...
Yeah, and it's all subconscious. Even the people that like give me the white privilege don't know that they're doing it. You know.
Yeah, and even they.
But I catch it.
It's almost like, well, you started it. Not just kidding.
Well, no, I get treated differently.
We got treated differently
places.
Even walking into that.
Oh yeah, today at Acapulco.
A Mexican
that was
restaurant.
Really weird.
Really.
That guy
weird.
was really nervous to show us to our table.
But what were we doing? Was our white privilege?
Well,
showing?
we were just. I don't even think that was white privilege though.
But then we relate so much really to that culture too. We were just really high.
I was just really stoned, and we just felt it significantly. I don't know. Part of me also thinks like he just like. I don't know why he was so nervous. He might have just been new. I don't know. It was weird.
Yeah, that's true. We'll never know. Unless we'd be like, hey, is everything cool, man?
Yeah, we should have talked to him. You're very good at like talking to people and stuff like that. I can be good. I just forget. I'm like so in my head sometimes that I forget other people are around.
They said it, and I think people are genuinely just scared of us,
Of us? Yeah.
Or not like us, like, ooh, as me, or like it's for everyone. You know what I mean?
Oh, just scared of the other person.
They're either scared of the other person or they're scared of me. So that's why, like, the minute you crack a smile, the minute that
I see what you mean.
It's just like, oh yeah,
I don't
have to be scared anymore.
It's like the story with Farron. Like Farron was like, oh, can I say her name? Oh, Farron's your friend. Farron was like, scared of you. You're just like this tall woman, like that, like came to her class. This is like your oldest friend, not scared, but just like, who is this person? Like, cause like you came in late to class too, like such a bag. You had like this like attitude. It was like also
my
like
tie was like unbuttoned.
yeah,
and I wouldn't like put it on.
yeah. You're like oh super cool, and she's like, who is this person? Andrea's
So
always
funny.
been the coolest person at school.
Nice.
You're homecoming queen, right?
was
Or no,
prom-
you're
I was
prom.
prom queen.
You're prom queen.
Farron was homecoming
Damn.
queen.
Oh,
though.
was she really the
yeah,
same year?
that was cool. We were both queens.
Oh
yeah,
no
same
way!
Year, same
Look
year.
at you two, both queens. Homecoming queen. Isn't homecoming queen? Oh, what? She's homecoming queen.
Yeah,
Wow.
that I feel like that's like a big deal. You like writing cars and shit. I didn't even get my picture in the fucking yearbook.
You
All
did.
right? And there's like pages of homecoming.
Because prom comes out afterwards.
Yeah,
Yeah,
prom's like right after.
right after.
So
They have to
whatever.
get the yearbook thing
just
done.
kidding.
It does say you're prom queen.
No,
though,
but
right?
it is. It's cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even.
You get all mad.
I know. I'm all bitter.
I was like,
I'm always like jealous.
that was like so long ago.
Still not.
But
over
our
it now.
grandmother was prom queen
She was.
at the same,
high
school.
school.
There's like this weird legacy there.
I feel like if I was on a reality show, like that would be my cool little like line.
that
Like
thing, like
like-
grandmother was also.
that's like a fun fact. Like it's
I
super
know.
fun because I remember when Grandma showed me her prom picture, and she was prom queen.
I know.
You know.
Can't believe it.
And it was something I didn't even think could even really happen either. You know.
Yeah, and you did it.
And it did, and it happened, and
Yeah.
it was so. The best part of it was not like even, it was winning and then showing Grandma and then having that moment with her.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
where it was like it meant so much to like.
God, I wonder if Grandma even wasn't even phased. Like, of course, my granddaughter is like, you know.
I wonder. I wonder.
Or
well,
if she was,
the,
like, really,
she
like-
knew it could happen,
Yeah,
right? Like
exactly.
she's the one who brought the idea
Yeah,
forth, and she
yeah,
was the
yeah.
one who like carried that.
Grandma
and-
was like a very classy lady.
God, she was
She
so
was-
classy.
She was the coolest.
Every time I see Lucille Ball, I
Yeah.
think of Grandma.
Yeah, me too.
They just have that same.
Yeah, she was both redheads, both really funny. Just like had it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a wedding picture of our great grandma, her mom's,
Oh yeah.
and dad in my room.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that
Yeah,
picture.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's an old.
Grandma
I love those old pictures. I love seeing all those old
So
pictures
good.
and like seeing our family and like where they come from. I get fascinated when I talk to people like my friends. My friends, like I'll be like, so where are you from? Because I'm interested in people. Like, where are you
Yeah,
from? Where
yeah.
you know? And they're like, I don't know. Like my dad's from like. I don't know, someplace in like Mexico. I'm like, but what city? You know, like what's in that city? And
Yeah.
they're like, I don't know. I just never thought about it. And I'm like, how can you not? You know?
Dude, I was watching Who Do You Think You Are? It's
Who
like,
do you think you are, Mr.
Mr.
Fixer?
it's
Fixture?
Like, I don't
Fix-
even know.
Fixer?
Mr. Big Shot? I
Mr.
was-
Big Shot. Oh, is that? It always sounds like Mr. Fixture to me.
So many things. Yeah. Well, Mom and Dad actually did the Ancestry, right? The 23andMe
The
and stuff like
23andMe.
that.
They gave their blood to the fucking.
Now they're gonna be simulated.
I know.
You know, they're gonna be AI, and now
Yeah.
they have all their freaking DNA.
That's freaking crazy.
Where the hell
Gave
does
it
it
to the
go?
internet.
They did.
Yeah.
They gave it to some entity
should-
called 23andMe.
23andMe.
Or
Nobody knows
Ancestry.com.
where it's from. I
But
think they did
keep
23andMe.
They keep these records. So, Who Do You Think You Are is like on TLC channel or whatever.
Oh, okay.
And they get celebrities.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They
and
did
they
that.
find out.
Yeah. Go on.
Dude, but it's so good. It's so good. All these people who work in the historic societies, who work in the census,
Yeah.
who have, send them.
The record
It's just
keeping.
crazy.
Oh, it's fascinating. They had that one. They had that show before it was on
Yeah,
TLC on
yeah,
PBS.
yeah, yeah.
And
Oh,
I
on
saw that-
PBS?
yeah, because it was originally from like this guy, this black this black like I want to say I don't know. He's like a teacher. He's like a celebrity. I'm sure he wrote like a bunch of books and stuff and wrote about the black experience and stuff like that. And like he like did a thing. He like started with himself and like followed his like history back to like the certain like person that was enslaved. By the way, you don't call them slaves. You call them people that were enslaved.
Oh,
People that were
that's great.
that were enslaved. And like it like he like went to the grave where like the last person was of his family history. He traced it all the way back to like 1670, or some shit way
Yeah.
before and that's
Yeah.
where the trail ends. Like that person came from Africa and like fucking died there, and that's his grave. And he went there, and it was like intense.
That's what I mean. You
It's
can
so
feel
crazy.
that stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, what was crazy though? It was interesting because they always had like these like 15 really prominent like celebrities, and then in that same show, they're like, these two are actually related, and that was cool. And then they talk about it, and like notable like people that, and then they like, I don't know, it was fun. And then did you know Bernie Sanders and Larry David are actually related?
Yeah,
they did that thing,
yeah.
and they found out they're both related.
That's a trip.
Which is interesting. I wonder who we're related to.
I don't know.
I want to say Mel Gibson.
Well, mom's side would probably be fascinating. Like, I wonder if Ecuador keeps those kind of records. You know what I mean? Like, where our grandfather. Because we don't. I don't know. We know more stuff about mom's side's dad's side of the family.
Yeah,
right?
definitely.
And then we know more about dad's side's mom's side of the family.
Yeah.
So I think that's pretty fun.
Well, yeah.
And so it'd be fascinating to know more about dad's side and more about mom's side.
Yeah.
Like the Alvarado clan. And
The
stuff
Alvarados,
like that.
yeah, exactly.
And then the Morgans.
The Alvarado. What does Alvarado mean? We should be looking up all this stuff. Did I show you the crust?
I think you did.
Oh, okay. I want to buy it.
It's
a
our
pretty.
name is so.
It's
common.
a good. Yeah. It's common,
so
but I don't.
Common.
But it's cool. That's my original Christian name, but I changed my name to a satanic name. That's my satanic initiation name. It's Blake Dedlie, so I go by Blake Dedlie now. Satanic.
It means
name.
Wait, Alvarado.
Alvarado. I have the internet. I could have looked it up for you. Alvarado.
It means whitening place.
It means what?
It means dweller near a white hill or on
Speak to
dry
the mic.
land.
Speak to the mic.
Wait, is this right in English?
She's looking it up on her phone.
Meaning whitened place.
Whitened place.
Whitened place, yeah. Dweller near White Hill or on dry land.
Oh, okay.
Alvarado is the 56th most common Hispanic surname.
Hispanic? Why'd you say it like a huge nerd?
Hispanic. I don't know. It's from Spain.
Oh.
You know that Latino actually comes from people who are more from Italy?
Really?
Yeah. Like, you know how people call them Hispanic.
I needed that burp.
Damn. That's brunch right
I ate
there.
so much food.
We came at the perfect time. There was nobody there in the parking lot.
Everyone was
the
fucking
food was just made.
Everyone was at fucking Sunday church Sunday today. And
the
then right when we
minute we
left,
left,
it was fucking
every
packed.
single spot was
Every spot was
full.
taken. There was a van coming in, fucking happy that we were leaving.
Seriously.
Oh, we should have gotten mimosas though. I was like, coffee and water's good and all, but like it's missing a drink. And I was too stoned to think about it.
Do you think it came with it? They gave us
I don't think so.
They gave us a complimentary.
Yeah, that was cool. They always do that at that place.
I don't even remember that.
Yeah, when we went there with Dad once, they gave us something like,
oh,
hey, from the chef.
Oh my God, it was so good.
Yeah.
So bomb.
That was actually really good. They put an egg on it.
Acapulco.
Yeah, they're bomb.
It's like there's only one left on this side of town. I think there's one in Glendale, and then what? Is there even one in Pasadena?
I don't know where any of the other ones are.
Exactly.
There used to be that one on Atwater. There used to be one. Dude, we used to go when I used to work at Warner Brothers. There used to be an Acapulco right there in Burbank. We go there all the fucking time for lunch buffet. That's how I gained so much weight.
I know, that's why we're like so in our health and like well-being is just shot to shit.
Oh my God,
it's crazy.
I ate so much shit as a younger kid.
So horrible as growing up.
Especially going to Warner Brothers.
Those
I just ate like, oh God, I just ate so much. That's why like I have to like eat until like I pass out.
Crazy, yeah. but like it's time to like not do that, right?
Well, that's what those Freshlies that I get are for, because what's great about them is that they're all portioned, because people say there's a lot about portion. You want to get a lot of like protein and stuff in you and like feel good.
But even though like meat is supposedly terrible for you.
Well, meat can also be really great for you. It just depends on people's physiology.
But
You've heard about the carnivore diet,
it's not
right?
even about that. It's actually the treatment of animals that vegans are saying. Like, how do you eat? How can something be good for you that got murdered?
Well, yeah, I hear that.
And the fact that like these.
But what if you murder them in a more humane way, like you?
What is humane about killing something?
When they get like older and die.
But then why would they be good for you if they're old and dead?
I don't know.
That's what I mean. See, like we actually can't come, but you can't even come to grips with like it's not even about like of course protein could be good for you. You know what I mean? But it's
But it's the reason why
like people are actually getting sick.
Yeah.
You know
what
what I
about the
mean?
carnivore diet? People who like can't eat
But who came
anything
up?
else but
That's
but
not true.
no. There's a woman who like you should watch her story.
Yeah.
And how she like tried this and
But
like
who
she would
created
go
the
into
carnivore diet?
No, that's the thing. She didn't even know that it was a carnivore diet. Like she just started eating. She was starting to eat things here and there, and then she would like fucking go into a fever or go into this until finally the only thing she could eat was like meat. I was literally the only. But that's what. So that's what I'm trying to say is that for some people, just some people's physiology and stuff, some people just have to like eat certain things. Like I didn't. You know, I thought that like she can't even eat vegetables. Like she can't eat like
to everything.
she's allergic to everything except for meat. It's crazy.
Anomalies that like, are even allergic to soap, right? I had a crazy allergic reaction to those damn grapes.
To grapes, yeah.
I was
You left my birthday party.
I did.
But no, that's good. That's why we got
That's
to.
why we did brunch.
We did
That's
brunch.
why we're doing this
yeah,
podcast.
yeah.
Holy shit, it all makes sense.
Yeah, it was the
But
allergy
anyway,
that got you.
Yeah, but you know, I think the whole community of veganism is about this connection to animals. You know that.
No, I get that.
People are not relating to as much, and it's because the health community.
Did you watch Temple Grandin?
No, I didn't.
Well, the Temple Grandin was interesting too, and her whole philosophy was killing things humanely. And I know you're like, how can you murder things humanely? But she was like, we just have these cows. No, it's like we have these cows, and it's like they're just kind of like these dumb creatures. Like, sorry to say that, but they are. And like we like breed them to be a certain age. But what's cool is she does it in a humane way. She has them go into these things, and then they die like painless. And then they do the meat, and apparently the meat's better for you. Yeah. There's less of that toxic stuff that you know.
Like, but it's the fear, you know.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's the thing. You should watch the Temple Grandin.
Yeah. No, I
definitely
will. You know, I mean, it's just. I'm not trying to believe the hyper evangelize, right? But I'm just fascinated at people's approach to what their argument may be or their conviction, you know? And just the vegans, man, it's fascinating. And then there's the vegetarians, and then there's something I learned in Virginia, the Seagans, where they eat like mollusks and clams and like things
that's called a pescatarian.
Well, that's what I thought too, but they don't eat shrimp or I don't know. It was like a...
Shrimp is bad.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just fascinating what we put in our bodies nowadays. And
well, yeah, all this processed fucking shit go to like...
because
all that
it's
was
the
terrible.
American healthcare system too.
Well, it's the American product of the 50s.
Well,
and
it's also
Life
the
cereal
money that they're making from
exactly.
us from being sick.
All that cereal was terrible for you. Yeah, there's just a system. It's just a system that was created to to get people ill, to go to the hospital, get treated, take these drugs that we create.
Yeah,
it's nuts. And what's crazy though is it's not even like this like weird superpower that was doing. I mean, yeah, there is a superpower, but like a lot of it is just the people just not knowing, not educating themselves, and then like voting in these things.
But it's a deep population, you know, that are clearly like, so it's like, what is that, and why? I don't know, why does it occur as something so disastrous?
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like I haven't like read up too much on all this stuff.
It's like we can't even celebrate death because it's turned into this awful thing.
There's a death positive like group. They're trying to like be all death positive. Yeah, I mean, I feel like even the Mexicans have it right with like Dia de los Muertos and
of course
those traditions and like the pictures of the family and everything like that. Like it's perfect. It's beautiful. We should have that to honor your ancestors. Dude, when I did that fucking sweat lodge, I told you about it.
Yeah.
I felt like it was the first time. It was the first time where I felt like all my ancestors like had my back. It was crazy. I was like, I'm like stronger than I think, dude, because it's tough going through that shit.
Really?
It is so hot, and like you just, oh my god, it is like you feel so close to death. My heart was pounding like faster than it ever has before. Like I thought I was gonna die. I thought I was gonna like hyperventilate.
Really?
But like I got out of it, and I was like, God, I'm stronger than I think. Like my ancestors really like had my back. It was like this weird, strange, like existential feeling. It was really nuts.
Yeah.
And enjoyable, but
good for you.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. No, seriously. Yeah. Like honestly, I appreciate you as a human who takes on like themselves, you know.
Well, thank you.
It takes it to the next level. And
I'm trying to do the work.
Well, I think it's rare. Okay, so I've been watching a lot of Sex in the City, right? and I feel
Random
very
segue.
well. I feel
No, I'm
fortunate
kidding. No.
to have a brother, right? Because like, regardless, I'm gonna like compare you to like the guys I date, right? Or like
they say there's a statistic recently that said like for men like having a sister is like way better for you than not. Apparently,
yeah.
you know.
Well, I've never had sisters.
Differently, yeah.
I've never had a sister, you know, but I've had a brother.
Except for the cousins.
Sure.
They felt like brothers to me.
Totally. But we've learned things about sisters from like our mom, or learned things about brothers, because our parents only had one kind of sibling. Yeah. You know, or considered.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, it's cool that we both had it.
Mix.
So when I hear certain women like complain about the men in the world, right? Yeah. Like, oh, why can't we just find this guy, or why can't he just do this to me? Just
tell him right here.
Well, that's what I said. I was like, well, I got a couple numbers you can call. Yeah. That's what I say, you know. And I hear them, but I'm like, dude, I was like, you're in a circle of men who promote being responsible, having integrity, family, you know, making a difference in the world. Keep talking. You know. And I'm like, well, why don't women, instead of going to the bar trying to get wasted all the time and meeting those kind of dudes, you know,
go to these things,
yeah, or like how do you expose yourself to more women, you know? And I guess that's why you share the women's weekend, but they get all freaked out, and I'm like, well, if you want to meet a man, you want to start complaining, but
So our division created this new artifact for our members, and look at this in the front and back. Go ahead, explain it.
Whoa, Legacy Kings. Is this? It looks like a lion and a wolf.
It's a lion, but that'd be cool. It's like a hybrid. It is a lion because lion represents like the king, you know.
Okay.
And so it represents like king, warrior, magician, lover. Like, you know, the king obviously takes care of its domain. He's a warrior. And then, you know, it's a magical creature, the magician, like the lover, you know, like takes care of its
heart.
Female. Yeah.
So on the back is
a flame.
Established 2013.
Yeah.
Oh, that's actually good 5 years.
Yeah. So we were in one bigger division of all Los Angeles. It was one big division, but we got so big that we're like, let's split off and create a second LA division called Legacy Kings, and that happened 2013. I wasn't even there when it happened. Remember when I left and I came back? Yeah. When I left is when they broke off. When I came back, I was like, oh, you guys are part of a different division now? Like, cool. Like, because we used to have division meetings. Mm-hmm. Holy fuck. And they would be all the way, like, fucking by the beach, and then I'd have to drive, like, back home, and there'd only be one lane open on the fucking 101 or some shit, and it'd take, like, an hour and a half to get home. Now our fucking division meetings are at Griffith Park. Fucking great. Anyways,
that's badass. So in the back of it is this flame in the middle, and then around it says heart, trust, truth, commitment, accountability, standards.
Yeah.
This is super cool.
That's what we live by. Yeah, so when you were talking about like those words of like integrity and stuff, like this is what it reminded me of. Totally got this recently. This at our last division meeting. It was cool.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's really special.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I mean, you know. I'm like, you know what? There are good guys out there that are trying their best and working their asses off, and like one of them happens to be my brother.
Right out there.
My brother.
My brother.
My brother.
My brother.
Yeah, you know. So, man, this world is a trip.
Yeah.
And it is a hell of a time to be alive right now, and I'm just like so.
I feel like it's a hell of a time any time to be alive.
It is. Anytime. Every single time.
You can be anytime. That's the weird part, that like it's all happening at the same time.
Everyone is living these parallel lives.
Everything is living these lives. I don't know. It's a trip. Living life is crazy.
I know, especially when it comes to your health, because I'm like, well, I know I'm gonna die, right?
Didn't you have that fucking like button that says like exercise every day, die anyways, or something like that? I was like, dude, what up?
All cynical about
fucking
shit.
cynical.
I was like, I get pretty cynical about my health just because I feel like being fat has a stigma.
It's like, we're gonna die anyways, so live life. But
it's like, no, you're gonna.
But it's more about like living like a health, like feeling good.
Yeah, feeling good life. Do
you eat fish oil? Do you take fish oil?
No.
I heard it's actually it's good for. Well, I definitely need to do it. It's good for tall people. For real, it's because it You know what fish oil does? It like helps the
For
brain.
brain?
It helps the mood, and it also helps your arteries and your what's the other one? Pumps in, pumps out. Arteries and your
vessels or your
all the vessels. Yeah, I guess that's all part of it. So it like cleans out all that stuff and like it like makes those stronger, so you actually feel
the
better. And
cholesterol.
like tall people like need that because you have more of it or whatever, and like it takes longer
takes
for like
longer to
blood
travel
to
your
like
body.
to travel. So like that's why like taller people need that. I was doing my research on it, and yeah, I think try taking fish oil. I take this fish oil.
You burp it up though. You just taste nasty.
No, so I found this one fish oil
Good.
that is lemon flavored, and it tastes like lemon. It's like lemon scented. Yeah, so when you burp it up, it doesn't feel like fish.
Yeah.
It's like naturally flavored like
Oh, okay.
lemon. Yeah, I remember like reading it. It was the best. It was the best advertised, cheapest one too.
You just gotta be careful what they put in those pills, you know.
I looked it up. Yeah, did
Super
the research.
Sustainable.
Yeah, no,
Fish.
it's all. Yeah, they take it from the deep sea. Careful.
Sorry. Take it from the deep sea.
Take it from the deep sea. It's not like in some like lab they like actually go fishing and like do it at the source, all that sort of stuff.
So
Done
how much
research.
How much time? You
I don't know. Only a few minutes. It was funny yesterday with Kathleen. It was running. She was playing a song.
Oh
And
yeah.
I was running out of time, and I was like,
She played a song.
she played 2 songs.
Should I play the only song that I know?
Yeah, yeah, sure.
Oh,
You're
like
gonna
her
take a set.
original?
Yeah, of course.
Which ones did she play?
She played one of her new ones.
Mm-hmm.
How do you get by with all these scraps? Actually, I don't think it was that song. Fuck, I'm already forgetting. And then there was and then she played Monsters.
Oh, I love that
It's
song.
my favorite. It's my favorite of hers, probably. I like a lot of her songs. There's another song she plays called "I Hate You," and I love that song.
I like the songs that you guys created in Twisted Black Soul. I like Monsters. I like Dog
Well,
House.
that's her song.
I know. Yeah. That's
Monsters
why.
is her song that she wrote. We made Twisted Black Soul E, and then Doghouse was inspired by her that I wrote. I tell you that story.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. We'll play us the song.
Just kidding. I don't know. How does it sound over it?
It sounds cool. You just got to bring it down a little.
Mike? I don't know. I don't
Okay.
sing.
And that's a good spot for it. I'm back up a little. There you go. What is this again?
I think it's Unchained Melody. This is how we're gonna go out.
Ba, ba, da, ba.
Just a jam session as we go out.
I wish I had a. Keep going. Yay!
Yay! We
Good
out.
job.
We out.
Yeah, we still have time.
Did we? Damn.
Yeah.
I thought it was gonna be like exactly like.
No. That was good though. That was fun. Well, we have a little bit of a second. So you played drums a little bit,
A little
and
bit.
you
A little
learned
bit.
that one song. And that's the time.
And we out. Thank
Okay.
you.
Thanks. Bye.
Yay.